Well, that's the wrong one. Oh, come on. Update, will you? What's going on? That's the one. Right, right. Oh my god. My whole internet died. We had issues in the lobby, I think, as well, but the whole internet died. The whole house has just lost internet. Modem turned off, all sorts of stuff. All killed itself all at once. But right. We are kicking off for this race. Unfortunately, we've already missed the start. Nope, going for another restart. Okay. What is going on? I think we're going to have all sorts of lobby issues. Oh. What is going on? So just waiting for Ghost Realm and Green P to leave the race. There we go. Oh. Why? Why? What are you doing to me? Oh, that's the wrong one. Stop starting my streams in 144p. I'm not having it. Apologies about that, people. Yeah. Everything just went red. It's never a good sign. Oh, Benny's left the room again, so maybe Benny's internet causing a few issues. One or two drivers just out on track getting a few practice laps. So hopefully we see Benny back in the room. I need to turn that on. Try and relieve the internet of some kind of pressure. Let's put the tablet on a different Wi-Fi, shall we? Let's put it on the let's get a bit of the old hotspot going, lose the tension on the router. Get all those on now, why not? Let's get ourselves off that view as well, going deaf. So was that Benny just coming back in the room? Did I miss that? Yeah, Benny's back in the room. Let's get the live chat back up so I can see what you lot are waffling on about. Right, hopefully it stays strong enough for us to get a whole race out. So we're just waiting for grid orders to be rejigged. Okay, so not far off starting. Here we go. Let's try again. Hopefully you don't get oofed out of the lobby this time. Don't forget to drop the old video a quick thumbs up, people. Thank you very much. Also, don't forget to vote for Driver of the Day. They do get extra points in the championship. So it might not be about who's taken the win. Might be someone who's had a great recovery or fought all the way from the back to the front. We'll see. Not reading out those positions again. I went through those a minute ago. Right. Mocking Weeks on pole then. P1 Dylan second. Timberlake third. Can they get away cleanly? Is Benny going to get stuck on the line? Timberlake's gone false start. Ghost Realm's false started as well. Benny's still stuck on the grid. Unfortunately, Ghost Realm's just been pummeled into. Fortunately, Mocking Weeks losing a position off the line. Dylan getting up past him already. So Mocking Weeks holding on to second then. P1 Reg DT has managed to get himself. What's happened to P1 Timberlake? He's all the way down in 7th. Oh, he's just caught, punted. Oh, what is happening here? Are we having another restart? People leaving the lobby? What is happening? We're down to 12 drivers. 11 drivers. We may be going for another restart, people. Maybe not. P1 Dylan still running away. He's a second out front from Mocking Weeks now. One more restart. We are going for one more restart. Damn you, PlayStation. Damn you all to hell. And Godzilla. Don't make me come over there. You don't want me knocking on your door, PlayStation. You really don't want me knocking. No security. No security is going to stop me getting in, sorting out your issues. Just someone needs to go and have a word with my work and let them know I'm disappearing for a week. And pay me airfare over there. That would be nice. And then I'll go and kick the door in on Sony Polyphony Digital Studios. Give it the old oi! Sort your lobbies out. Like that. I should do it. Right, so it looks like P1 Dylan has managed to shove himself down the inside at turn 1, turn 2 3 times on Mocking Weeks. And he's just saying, 4th time, he's probably going to bin it. Still out, getting those practice laps in, that's good. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, people. Right. If this doesn't work, I think we're going to call it quits and have to run this race next week, possibly. Let's try again. It's about the 4th time I think we've restarted this race. You lot are well delayed. Oh my God, come on. Pick the right stream. Right, here we go then. No Benny in the lobby, unfortunately. His internet is not going to cope well enough for this. So they get away cleanly this time. P1 Dylan is down the inside again, but can Mocking Weeks fend him off? No, he can't. Dylan slots himself through into P1 again then, 4th time. Mocking Weeks 2nd, P1 Reg DT 3rd. Ghost Realm gets himself up into 4th. Jar 72 5th. Goes for him. Oh, he's outbraked himself. Nearly took out P1 Valiant as well. Valiant looking not to pick up any damage through that turn. He's under pressure from P1 Timberlake though for that position. Lets his teammate fire himself down the inside. Unfortunately he's lost that position to Green P though. He comes straight back at him though. Comes back for that 7th. Says you're not having that Green P. Green P not doing bad, holding 8th. Dory 9th. Convicts Popeye 10th. Pilgrim 11th. Baggy in 12th. And Dodgy in 13th. So Dylan leading the way. No instant replays, they don't work. I don't know what happened to Mr. Timberlake. Yeah, Benny's internet not hacking this one, but he's up into 5th though, Chris. So he is coming back. He slings himself around the outside of Jarve 72 there. And he is only half a second back off the back end of Ghost Realm and Mocking Weeks, Reg GT as well. Mocking Weeks has actually lost another position. Possibly going to lose a 3rd position here to Ghost Realm, side by side as they head down towards turn 4. On the inside, P1 Timberlake is looking to take advantage of that. While you two are battling it out, I'm going to try and take your positions. He gets himself past Mocking Weeks. Does he hold on to it? He does. P1 Timberlake's got himself up into 3rd position on the grid, on the track. So a great lap 2 from P1 Timberlake there. Getting called out by Chris here, mate. So Dylan, 1.6 seconds on the road. P1 Reg GT's got himself 3/4 of a second over P1 Timberlake. Ghost Realm trying to hang on to the tailpipes of that car in front. Getting a little bit of a toe down here, but they have got an overtake function as well to use on these cars. It's like the KERS system on the Formula 1s. Right, Mocking, what are you doing? Down in 5th position. Jarve 72 and P1 Valiant piling all sorts of pressure on you at the minute. Oh, tiny bit of contact between Valiant and Jarve. Just as they try and hit that racing line, not quite able to do it. Comfortable at the minute then for P1 Dylan. Reg GT 2nd. Timberlake still holding on to that 3rd, only just. Ghost Realm Gaming still right there with him. Mocking Weeks has managed to pull a bit of time on those drivers behind. He's looking to hunt down that pack of 4 in front. So Jarve 6, Valium still piling the pressure on his 7th, Dory 8th. And a little bit of a lonely one at the minute, a second and a half either side of him. Green P 9th, Baggy 10th, Convicts in 11th, Pilgrim 12th, and P1 Dodgy in 13th. So still comfortably out front for P1 Dylan. I think he has had his Weetabix again, yeah. I do believe he quite likes these Super Formulas though. It's not to say he won't bin it in a few laps time, but yeah, he's not doing too bad at the minute, is the old Ghost Realm. I can imagine P1 Timberlake's wondering what's connecting the two. He's still right there with him. Getting through that little section slightly better than P1 Timberlake. So Dylan, that lead has been reduced down to a 2nd. His driver's not using much of that overtake function at the minute. Timberlake's used a little bit, almost 1/4 of a tank of that. Ghost Realm Gaming has also used about 1/4 of a tank, down in the bottom right hand side of your screen. Mocking Weeks has used a little bit. He's closed that gap back up on Ghost Realm Gaming, so looking to pile the pressure on, and due to that, Ghost Realm Gaming has lost all that time to P1 Timberlake in front as well. On board, helmet cam view with Mocking Weeks. He looks to get past Ghost Realm Gaming. Just stick with this view, see if he can get past him. If it's not through these turns, it'll be down the start finish straight coming up in 2 turns time. I think Bailey might have had a moment, but he's closing back up on P1 Timberlake in front. He's managed to drop Mocking Weeks a little bit. It's a slightly better view without that great big bar in your way, so Ghost Realm does close that gap back up on P1 Timberlake, putting the pressure back on him. Mocking Weeks still holding fifth. He has lost a bit of time to Ghost Realm though. Change that view up. So he is closing up on those two drivers in front. Ghost Realm and P1 Timberlake battling it out for third and fourth. He's just allowing Mocking Weeks to close back up on him. That in turn is going to allow Dylan and Reg GT to disappear down the road a little bit. Oh, Dylan getting it a little bit wrong there. It's allowed Reg GT to close right up on him. So Reg GT in a good position here. We get a tow down the start finish straight. Who uses the overtake function, who doesn't? Nobody using it at the minute. Dylan, no. Reg GT, no. He's going around the outside. He's not going to make that one work from that far back. He's piling that pressure on Dylan in front. Unfortunately, Convicts has had to drop out of the lobby. Family issues. We don't call people out for that. So P1 Timberlake holding third though. Still under pressure from Ghost Realm. Mocking Weeks still hanging on to these two. So Jarv sixth, bit of a lonely race for him at the minute, 4 seconds either side. Dory seventh, again a little bit of a lonely one for him. Same for Green P at the minute. 2.4 seconds down from Dory currently. Starting to see the wear kicking on these tyres. Valium's been in the pits though this lap. He's come out on a fresh set of racing softs, come out in 9th as well. Pilgrim yet to stop in 10th. He's got a P1 Dodgy only second back as well. Looks like maybe Pilgrim and Dodgy have been in the pits. Reg GT's in the pits now though. Baggy's stopped out. So he's going to start to struggle on those tyres. He's sitting at the back of the pack as well at the minute. So Dylan continues to lead. Pulling more time. P1 Timberlake gets himself to second with Reg GT coming in the pits. Mocking Weeks back up into third. How's Ghost Realm pitted as well, as that one's pushed him down to 6th. Yep, Ghost Realm back out the pits. Fresh set of racing softs on board for him. So it'll be interesting to see where these front runners come in the pits and where it brings these other drivers out. Reg GT is only 6 seconds off race leader. Try and put in a bit of a storming lap now to try and close that gap up. So Dylan stops out. P1 Timberlake stops out. Mocking Weeks stops out for another one. Reg GT then 5.8 seconds of the gap between himself and the race leader. So he is taking time out of him. Again, he stopped earlier, so his tyres are going to wear out a bit quicker. Jarv in the pits now. Ghost Realm, he's out in 5th, fresh set of tyres. Oh, he's only 9.2 back from race leader as well. So interesting to see where Bailey and Reg GT slot into all these. Ghost Realm Gaming and Reg GT slot into all the front runners. Dory 6th, he's on a worn set of softs. Jarv 72 just coming out of the pits behind him in 7th, but he's on a fresh set of boots. Valium in 8th. Oh, he just picks up a penalty there, probably a little bit wide through turn 4. He's got the green P hunting him down. It's the gap there, just a second between them. And he has got that penalty to lose as well, P1 Valium. So the green P just needs to try and keep him in check. Use the advantage down the start-finish straight. It'd be interesting to see where Valium drops his penalty. Some of it through there while he runs a little bit wide. So green P all over the tail end. Just gets himself up the inside. Comfortably passed for green P. That's Valium in the background, so he has dropped his penalty now. Can start piling the pressure back on green P if he feels it like it. As long as he doesn't get this turn wrong again. So all Valium's picking out, he's got that turn wrong again, picked up another penalty. So Dodgy in 9th, Pilgrim 10th, Dory 11th. So Baggy now pit, but he's 11.2 seconds down. So Dylan comes in now. Are we going to see? No. Reg DT came in a couple of laps ago, so he takes race lead. He's being chased by P1 Timberlake, but Timberlake's yet to stop. Ghost Realm came in a couple of laps ago as well. He's sitting in 3rd. So P1 Dylan released from the pits, fresh set of tyres, half a tank. Sitting in 4th, 5 seconds down from race leader, 2 seconds back from nearest rival Ghost Realm Gaming. Mocking Weeks also back out the pits in 5th, 7.4 seconds down from race leader. So I want to see. I would expect P1 Timberlake in the pits. So through this final turn, he has got Ghost Realm climbing all over his rear end. So he should swing it over to the left if he's coming in. He is. So that releases Ghost Realm into 3rd. And Dylan's going to take 4th. Mocking Weeks is going to come through to take 5th. Jarve 72. I think he's a little bit far back to take that position off of P1 Timberlake. We'll see. GT, purple sectors from him. Ghost Realm actually holding fastest lap of the race at the minute, 1:16.8. 1.5 second lead over Ghost Realm at the minute. You can see him just in the background there. P1 Dylan as well coming through for 3rd position. P1 Timberlake did come back out in 5th. Just want to see how far back he is from Mocking Weeks in a second. Ghost Realm Gaming is taking little chunks of time out of Reg GT's lead. Why did you do that? P1 Timberlake I'm looking for. So he's 1.6 seconds down from Mocking. He is on a couple of lap fresher tyres. Maybe a lap fresher. So 1.5 seconds back. Another 10th out of your time there for Ghost Realm. He's got the gap down to 1.2 seconds. He's using a lot of his overtake function. GT T's used about a quarter of a tank as well. Ghost Realms almost used half a tank. P1 Dylan's closing this gap up as well though, 2.8 between the top three. Week's just been dropped off that little fight. He's 2.5 seconds down. He's now got P1 Timberlake less than a second back. So it'll be interesting to see if he can hold on to that. Reg GT's gap has reduced down to 0.8 of a second. Ghost Realm Gaming looking to hunt him down for that top spot. So on board with Ghost Realm. 0.8 of a second back from Reg. It's got 1.1 seconds from Dylan behind. Or like your tail spoiler there, mate. Very nice. So he's slowly taking time out of Reg GT in front. Just keeping that gap consistent between himself and P1 Dylan. Not quite there, lost a tenth to Dylan. Outbrakes himself through that turn as well. So now he's going to be coming under increased pressure from Dylan behind. Slightly closer as they head down towards the final turn. Three-quarters of a second back for Ghost Realm. Just stretching up to about 0.9 of a second. Again, he's got to be careful of the attack from this man behind. Closes up under braking. 0.2 of a second, quarter of a second between Dylan and Ghost Realm now. Dylan carrying the extra speed. Down the inside of Ghost Realm. Does he outbrake himself? Ghost Realm looking to come back at him. Carrying the extra speed. Is he far enough in front? Yes, he is. Dylan has to slot himself back into third. But this has just allowed Reg GT. He did have 1.5 seconds there. That gap just dropping down to 1.3. Starting to get a little bit tail happy. Ghost Realm Gaming still holding on to that second. Let's go on board with Dylan. Oh, that was the wrong button. Can he get this second position? Oh, he gets the first position. Reg GT comes in the pits then, second stop. Ghost Realm takes the race lead. P1 Dylan second. Mocking Weeks has actually got himself up into third. He's pulled a couple of tenths on Dylan, but it is still 2.3 seconds the gap there. Looks like he's managed to keep the gap to P1 Timberlake in the background as well. Still trying to pile the pressure on Ghost Realm in front though. Looking for a way past now, Dylan. Ghost Realm's not going to make it easy for him though. So he manages to keep the gap. Actually extends the gap between himself and Dylan. Ghost Realm chucks himself in the pits then, a little bit of a dummy on Dylan. That releases Dylan to take race lead. Mocking Weeks comes through to take second, and P1 Timberlake hot on his tail for third. Reg GT back out the pits now in fourth, fresh set of racing softs on board for him. And let's see where he comes out, 9 seconds back from race leader. Ghost Realm Gaming still in the pits, just being released now. So he comes back out of the pits in 5th. He's now 15 seconds down from race leader. So Dylan's got a fair chunk of fuel on board. His tyres are half worn. What they've been, well, they're about quarter worn on the screen, but half worn for what they're using. Mocking Weeks then holding on to that second, just half a second between himself. Oh no, Mocking Weeks. That's just going to allow P1 Timberlake to come through and take that position. Unfortunately, Mocking Weeks is a really fast driver. Just once in a while, just tiny little things like that that just ruin his race. So he's now got to try and pile the pressure back on P1 Timberlake for that second. So Dylan now with a 2.2 second lead over those two drivers battling it out behind. Still half a second between them. Another 5.6 back to 4th place Reg GT. And another 6 seconds back to Ghost Realm. So Jarv holding 6th place. Lonely race for him at the minute. Expected to see him come into this lap. And Dory 7th, he'll be at the end of this lap as well. Green P holding 8th. He's been in a lap or so ago. A handful of overtake down there for Green P. Trying to close that gap up on Dory in front. Dory yet to take his next stop. So that could benefit Green P. We'll see as we get closer to the end of the race. P1 Valium in 9th. He's got to stop as well. Pilgrim has stopped, just drops his penalty off there, so he's having a fresh set of racing softs. Just under half a tank. Baggy 11th. Just come out of the pits this lap. Just over half a tank and a fresh set of racing softs. And Dodgy's been in a lap or two ago, out on a fresh-ish set of racing mediums. 3/4 of a tank on board for him. So we should see P1 Dylan come in this lap. He's only got 1.6 seconds now to P1 Timberlake. May see Mocking Week stop out and do an extra lap. He's got a little bit more fuel on board than those drivers in front. Let's see what happens here then. Some of the mid-pack drivers in the pits. So does Dylan brave another lap, or does he come in? He's going to stay out. P1 Timberlake comes in now. Mocking Week stops out as well. So does P1 Dylan have to do any fuel saving? He's got a 2.2 second lead over Mocking. There's no short shifting going on here. Still thinks he's got enough fuel to get him round this lap. P1 Dodgy just letting him come through. It's a good bit of driving. Mocking Weeks just got to try and get past him now as well. Still 2.4 seconds back. And he's going to be in this lap as well, I would expect. Dylan's not messing about. He's not bothered about the fuel at the minute. And he's actually gained time from Mocking Weeks. I think Mocking Weeks just lost a little bit of time trying to get past P1 Dodgy through that awkward, tight intersection. So Reg GT into 3rd then. 1/4 of a tank on board for him. A little bit of wear on those tyres. Dylan does come in, Mocking does come in. That's going to release Reg GT to retake the race lead. He's only going to have a few laps before he's in the pits again. Goes Ghost Realm Gaming possibly going to come through to take second. Does he manage to get through in front of the drivers just coming out of the pits? Looks like he might be able to. He'll be carrying more speed than them. So Dylan just gets out in front of Ghost Realm. Ghost Realm slots himself in between Dylan and P1 Timberlake. So he's got half a tank and a fresh set of tyres on for Timberlake. Ghost Realm a little bit of wear on his. Just have to run wide there to avoid contact with Dylan by the looks of it. To that second though. So 9.92 Reg GT. We'll be looking to extend that gap. It's not happening at the minute. Gap down to 9.6 seconds. Timberlake chucks himself down the inside of Ghost Realm. Mocking Week tried to do the same, didn't quite work out for him. But he has closed that gap right up on these two drivers. Just half a second between himself and Ghost Realm. Ghost Realm looking to make a move back on Timberlake, didn't quite work. Brought Mocking Weeks right up to his rear end. Picks up a penalty as well, Ghost Realm. That's unfortunate. A little bit wide through there as well. Mocking Weeks able to slot himself down the inside to take fourth. Ghost Realm fifth, drops his penalty through there. So Jarv 72 still having a bit of a lonely race. He has got Green P only 3.3 seconds back. He's going to have to take a stop soon. Pilgrim in 8th. So just under a quarter of a tank on board for Pilgrim. A little bit of wear on those softs. 5 seconds back to Dory, so not long been in. Fresh set of softs, just under half a tank for him. Valium, oh, got to be careful, you might pick up another penalty for that. Yep, so only takes all four wheels the other side of the white line, half a second penalty. Nearly gets it wrong there. That's going to put him under increased pressure from Baggy. 2.4 seconds back, 2.5 seconds back. And P1 Dodgy just trying to stay out of the way of these front runners coming through. Mocking Weeks, unfortunately, getting caught up with P1 Dodgy at exactly the same point he got caught up last time. That allowed? That's allowed P1 Timberlake to pull a little bit of a gap on Mocking Weeks. Ghost Realm Gaming's hanging on to 5th though. Alright, Reg GT's back in the pits now. P1 Dylan's going to come back through to retake race lead. Just keep my eye on Reg GT leaving the pits, so he's been released now. Does he get out in front of Jarv 72? He does, holds on to 5th then for Reg. But he's got 3.5 seconds to try and gain on Ghost Realm Gaming in front, and he is 7.5 seconds back from race leader at the minute. Just under 20 minutes remaining. So Dylan holding race lead. Only 1.2 back is P1 Timberlake. He's got himself a little bit of a penalty he's got to lose. Ghost Realm, Mocking Weeks, 1.5 seconds back. Plenty of fuel and tyres on board for him at the minute. Ghost Realm gaming. He's got a lot of fuel on board, but his tyres are looking a little bit worse for wear. Starting to lose time to the top 3 drivers up front as well. Now 2.2 seconds back. Actually 2.3 seconds back down there. So Reg GT then. It's closing that gap back up on Ghost Realm. He's only got a quarter of a tank of his overtake function left. Ghost Realm Gaming has got just under half a tank. So that might benefit him in the attacks from P1 Reg GT behind. So Jarv in 6th. Very lonely race for him at the minute. He's the lone red dot on the right hand side of the track at the minute. He's got 28 seconds in front to Reg GT and 16 seconds back to this man, P1 Pilgrim. Currently sitting in 7th. He's got 3.5 seconds on Dory Dory in 8th. Still got Green P harassing him though. Big pile of overtake for Green P again down there. So he's got just over a quarter of a tank of that function to use. Dory Dory still got 3/4 of a tank. Can Green P make up another position before the end of this race? 17 minutes remaining. So P1 Valiant holding 10th. Baggy clinging on to hopes that he can get that position off of Valium in front. So he does gain a bit through here, does Baggy. Possibly loses it on the first sector of the track. Gap down to less than a second then between himself and Valium. Valium's run himself off track. Baggy comes through to take 10th then. Valium just gets himself back on track there. Holds on to 11th. Pilgrim in the pits now. So back up to the race leaders. Dylan had his gap reduced down to less than a second between himself and P1 Timberlake. Only 1.2 seconds back as well, so he's slowly closing that gap up on Timberlake too. Only 2.2 seconds between the top 3. Reg GT then's got himself up into 4th. He's another 3.3 seconds back from Mocking Weeks, 5.3 back from race leader. Ghost Realm Gaming then been in the pits. So he is 14.5 seconds off of Reg GT in front, 20 seconds off of race leader. Gets himself past P1 Dodgy nice and cleanly. Still nothing in it between the top 2. Top 3 really. Mocking Weeks is still there. Reg GT slowly closing that gap up. Might retake race lead when the top 3 come in, but they'll be on the fresher tyres for the very last stint. Might be able to put the pressure back on Reg GT for that race win, we'll see. So Dylan, Timberlake and Mockin all stop out for another lap. Seconds between the top 3. So Timberlake's made a little mistake somewhere. It's allowed Mocking Weeks to close up on him. He's lost a bit of time to Dylan. Gains it back through there though. Little mistake from Dylan. Top 3 starting to get a little bit punchy. They will all be coming in the pits about the same time. P1 Timberlake actually holding slightly more fuel than P1 and P3. Down for the count. great bit of racing, mate. Great bit of racing. Right, are they going to take an early stop? Is anyone going to brave it? Dillon stops out. Timberlake stops out. Mocking Wheat stops out. GT's taking another half a second out of those drivers in front. So there's only 4.5 from race leader. 13 minutes remaining. Ghost Realm Gaming holding on to 5th. So he's taken 0.7 of a second out of, about a second out of the race lead. Whether he's got enough to go to the end, we'll wait and see. So Jarv, that lonely yellow car. Dory, still under pressure from Green P. No fuel on board for him, so we're expecting to see him in the pits this lap. Green P on, he's got plenty of fuel on board. Dory utilising that overtake function. I don't know why when you're about to come in the pits. So up to Green P. Where's he gone? There he is. So got himself up into 6. He's got a quarter of a tank of fuel on board. His tyres aren't looking too bad either. So he may want to think about coming in just for a set of tyres if he's got enough fuel on to last to the end. Might just keep himself in front of Dory, but he does get himself out in front of Jarv 72. Jarv 72 just been in the pits though. He's going for his final stint. Race leaders are in now as well. Red GT does retake race lead. Ghost Realm Gaming. Oh, he doesn't take second. No. So unfortunately, he stays in 5th for Ghost Realm. Red GT though, he's now got a 12-second lead over the next drivers. He's keep it in a straight line though. Not a lot of fuel on board. I doubt that's going to last for another 11 minutes. So he's going to have to do a little bit of a splash and dash at the end as well, Red GT. We'll see where that brings him out in the fight with P1 Timberlake, Mocking Weeks and Dillon. Actually Timberlake taking on slightly less fuel than everyone else. He did have a bit more in his tank when he stopped. That's allowed him to come out in front of P1 Dillon. Mocking Weeks doing the same thing. He's managed to get himself out in front of Dillon as well. Dillon taking on a tiny bit more fuel than those two. It's dropped him into the back of this fight, but still ready to kick off. Red GT's in the pits, so he is coming in for a late stop. He's not released yet. Top 3 drivers are all one blip on the screen at the minute. Timberlake and Mocking Weeks having a little bit of a coming together. Mocking Weeks trying to get himself through the inside of the chicane, slowed him down a little bit. P1 Dillon's now side by side as they head down towards turn 4. Timberlake's going massively defensive, almost 3 wide there. Dillon just runs himself around the outside of Timberlake. Great bit of driving from those two. Zero contact between them. Dillon going defensive then to stop the attacks from Timberlake coming back at him. Real good battle between these 3. Dillon just fending off the attacks from P1 Timberlake. Mocking Weeks, nothing he can do with it at the minute. This has brought Ghost Realm Gaming and Red GT back into this fight. Red GT thought about chucking one down the inside. Would have been costly for the pair of them. Slots himself up the inside of Ghost Realm Gaming already, past him. 4th then for Reg. Ghost Realm Gaming, it's not going to make it easy, they're still side by side. Through now though, give Ghost Realm plenty of room through that first turn as well. Slots himself into 4th, 1.8 seconds off drivers in front. Mocking Weeks, 3.3 off race leader. Mocking's made a little mistake somewhere. He's now dropped 1.1 seconds off the back of Timberlake and Dillon. So that's given Red GT something to chase after. He's just got to be careful. Ghost Realm in the background. He's been looking fast in these Super Formulas. He's just got to be careful that Ghost Realm doesn't attack him in these late stages of the race. Just over 8 minutes to go. P1 Dylan holding race lead. P1 Timberlake only 0.8 of a second back from him, 0.9 now. Mocking Weeks still 1.1 seconds back, looking to close that gap up. Red GT 4, now only 1.9 back from Mocking Weeks. Ghost Realm back in the pits, going in for a fresh set of tyres right at the end. A little blob of fuel as well, just to see him across the line. So he'll be released comfortably into 5th. I thought he's going to stay ahead of Jar 72. Jar 72, no. I thought he was going to close up on Ghost Realm into that final turn, but Ghost Realm now 16 seconds down from race lead. 7 minutes remaining. So P1 Dylan just trying to get past Green P. Green P doing the best he can to stay out of the way. P1 Timberlake looking to get second then. Slots himself down the inside at the final turn. Mocking Weeks third, still 1.1 seconds back. A big blob of overtake down there to try and close that gap down on Timberlake in front. Timberlake himself almost out of that overtake function as well. And Dylan, all three of them have been using it pretty harshly in this final stint. So, Mocking Weeks struggling to close that gap back up on the two drivers in front. GT struggling to get past these back markers as well. So he's still 2 seconds back from the top three. Puts himself a little bit wide through there. Chucks himself down the inside of Green P. So he's just got Pilgrim to navigate past, and then he can go on the offensive. What's happening up front. Oh, Dylan almost getting it wrong into the final turn, losing a lot of time. P1 Timberlake all over his rear end now. Mocking Weeks still not able to close that gap back up. It's going to be Dylan and P1 Timberlake side by side into the first turn. Dylan just holds on to it through there, cut as much of that chicane as possible without picking up a penalty. Gained another 10th on Mocking. He's just got to keep it pointed in a straight line for the next 5 minutes. And hold on to third place. Red GT now 2.4 seconds back on the fresher tyre, but he's just had a little bit of trouble getting through those back markers. Ghost Realm still holding 5th. He's also got those back markers to try and navigate past. 14-second deficit to race leader as well. 10 seconds down to nearest rival Reg GT. So Jarv sitting in 6th. He's had a very, very lonely race, has Jarv. Dory's 7th. And Green P in 8th. Almost out of fuel again, Green P. Sure he'll be popping in the pits this lap, pick up a bit of fuel, see him to the end, or will he? Oh, just about remembered, so Pilgrim's going to come through and take that position off of him. You may even see a bit of a fight from Baggy. No, I think Green P's just been released out of the pits. Baggy's a little bit too far back. sorry, it's dodgy, not baggy. So Green P holds on to 9th, then baggy, oh no it was, baggy 10th. Dodgy in 11th. P1 Valium on the grass again. Got absolutely no rear tyres left on that car, P1 Valium. Struggling with that one. So Timberlake's got himself into P1, got himself past P1 Dylan. Has allowed Mocking Weeks to close that gap back up, so there's only 1.1 seconds, or sorry, 1.3 seconds now between the top three. Reg GT slowly getting back into this fight as well. Just over 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 seconds separate the top four. All on that start-finish straight. Timberlake through turn one. Dylan through there as well. Timberlake start disappearing down the track. He has only got to defend for another 2 minutes. So will they get 1 lap or 2 laps? 157. Ooh. I think they're going to see another lap after the next one. Still nothing in it between the top three, or top four, sorry, still 2.4 seconds. So no overtake function left for Reg GT, no overtake function left for Dylan. A little bit left, sorry for Mocky Weeks, a little bit left for Dylan. And nothing left for P1 Timberlake. So Dylan could come out on top here, he's just got to think about using that wisely. Picks up a penalty, that's a shame. Still 2.4 between the top four. So on board with Mocking Weeks, looking at the two drivers in front. Dylan closing that gap up on Timberlake in front. I've got a couple of back markers to try and get themselves past as well. This might benefit Mocking Weeks and Reg GT here, as they're not going to catch up with that back marker quite as quick. So Dylan tries to drop his penalty through there, doesn't quite drop it all. Keeps himself in check with P1 Timberlake, as does Mocking Weeks, as does Reg GT behind. Are we going to see a move? P1 Dylan going for a move on Timberlake. He's going to make him run around the outside. Can he get the drive on the exit of this turn? P1 Timberlake taking all sorts of risks there. He picks up half a second penalty for his trouble. He knows P1 Dylan's got a bit of a penalty to lose as well though. So we are over the 50-minute mark. This is final lap. We have got drivers already crossing the line. I want to stick with this though. It's going to be a close fought battle to the line this. Mocking Weeks is a little bit too far back now. P1 Timberlake just about drops his penalty off through there. Dylan almost does the same. Looks like it might finish in this order. So P1 Timberlake, penalty gone now. Dylan still holding on to that a little bit. In the background we've got Mocking Weeks Reg GT battling out for third. This is going to be interesting as they come up to the line. So Timberlake just holding on to first. I think it's going to be As We Were. So Timberlake takes the win, Dylan second, Mocking Weeks takes third, Reg GT fourth, Ghost Realm fifth, Jarv sixth, Story seventh, Green P in eighth. I'll catch up with those times in a minute. Leave them on the screen just a little bit longer, PlayStation. Yeah, good race from P1 Timberlake. So taking the win then for P1 Timberlake, P1 Dylan second, Mocking Weeks third, Reg GT fourth, Ghost Realm Gaming in fifth, Jarv 72 sixth, Dory seventh, Green P eighth. I'm sure he's happy with that result. Pilgrim in ninth, Baggy in 10th, Dodgy 11th, and Valium spinning up those rear tyres left, right, and centre. Unfortunately, struggled in that one. Convicts Popeye having to dive out due to family issues, and Benny just not able to race at all in this one, unfortunately. So that was round 9 of P1RC Super Formulas. I don't think... Is there one more round? I forget. Ooh, I'm tired tonight, people. Right, far too many restarts on that one. It's nearly 10:30, damn it. Ooh, yes, some good racing there. P1RC boys showing you what the Super Formulas can do. Driver of the day, Aaron. I'm not saying that last word because I might get told off. Fair play, fair play. Yes, don't forget your driver of the day shouts, people. They do gain extra points in the championship. So, what have we got coming up? Tomorrow night, 8:30, as long as Godzilla's been put to bed properly. We're going to restart the Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. I struggled last week with the lobbies, so we were like 20 seconds, 40 seconds into a race, and everyone just got booted. So we are going to restart that series this week. Again, that's 8:30 tomorrow night. 8:10, Bob, you mental case. On Tuesday, we've got the Lamborghini League starting, so that's Next Gen Racing's new Lamborghini GR3 League. Again, we had to postpone that a week due to lobby issues. Somehow managed to get round 1 of the MRC Team Oliver Racing GR3 League run, and that is on Wednesdays at 8:30. Come and check that out. That's some really good racing in there. And then Thursdays, Beatles. We had to postpone last week's race because of lobbies. So yeah, we managed to sneak in a Wednesday GR3 race. It was amazing. And then next week, no Fords at 8 o'clock, but we have got the Mazda MX-5 Cup. That's at 8 o'clock for the Tanso boys. And then we follow on with the following round of the Super Formulas with the P1 boys again. Other than that, I hope you've liked what you've watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's darksmoka. I'm out of here.